Welcome back. So, a Washington County employee has accused a Washington County commissioner of making unwelcome sexual advances, beginning with a county business trip to South Korea last October. Ron, regardless of the outcome, is there ever a winner in these sexual harassment cases?
No. And I think in this particular case, going from approximately October the 8th of 2016 to March the 15th of 2017, before a charge is made, and I think the harassment deal was added. I don't think it started out as harassment. I think the press has taken it into being harassment where it wasn't originally harassment. It was something called something a little bit different. Can there be a winner? They're both going to lose. Both topics, when the accuser and the person that's being accused of, you can't retract that. And to wait all of those months to say something after a whole bunch of other things happens in the meantime, and then all at once it's convenient to say it.
Okay. So I don't know about convenience. Here's what I think. And I'm really an expert on this because I've watched Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding about that. Actually, I do watch that sometimes. But regardless, I mean, what I understand about this is victims of this oftentimes wait a period of time before bringing it forward.
Yeah, and there may have been some other issues that came up here that prompted this happening because of job security and whatnot, and other kind of issues here that I don't think we've ever heard fully about. Greg Murray and what went down with all of that stuff. There's quite a little web back here.
But here's the other question that I have, and this is a basic employee relations question. This is an HR issue. Mm-hmm. Why is this in the paper before it's been adjudicated? Why do we need to do that? Are we that?
Because an email was sent out to everybody, and that email was taken from one particular person and given to the press. That's why.
I've got a.
And that's why there's searching for who leaked that information. So that's what happened. It was actually, I think, in the Cumberland press before here. So it was a leak of information from somebody that was sent an email, and that's how it all got started. So when they want to blame certain things, it all comes back to who leaked the email to the press.
Well, it sounds like a Donald Trump story.
Yeah, I mean,
leaks worse than the poor victim. I mean,
Tyler, you're a young guy. From your perspective, has the media handled this well?
No, they haven't, and the media never handles cases like this well, because what happens in sexual harassment cases, either the only way that we as a society end up feeling good about ourselves is if the person that was harassed gets put in jail, gets prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And when you have spaces where there's a lot of time that comes out, and it's understandable that it will take a long time for something like this to eventually, for a victim to come out and say this because of fear and a lot of other factors. But you have to understand that you still have to give a person due process. You're presumed innocent until proven guilty, and this is something where like the Rolling Stone case with the fraternity at the University of Virginia, where there was an accusation that a rape took place as a rite of initiation, and it turned out that was completely fabricated. The media, as soon as something like this happens, just wants to go after the person that's accused of doing it, and this isn't to be taken as smearing the victim or not believing the victim, but you still have to go through all the due process, and colleges are getting in trouble with this kind of stuff nowadays, where they're setting up kangaroo courts that expel students that are even accused of sexual harassment. And it's something where the media just needs to lay back from it as much as possible and allow it to go through the proper channels.
But they can't, because it's going to sell papers. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to sell paper.
And it did.
Well,
And it did.
Yeah.
Still doesn't make it ethical.
Oh,
But
I'm
there's
not
been
arguing
very
that.
little of late in the papers, right? I haven't seen much at all.
No, there's not. There's been a spattering, but there's not. There's
It's-
not
the
been.
last thing I saw was almost a month ago or something.
Ron, from the county standpoint, there was a question of even whether commissioners are covered by a sexual harassment policy.
Anybody that's
Let me,
in it.
but let me ask you, how has the county handled this, in your opinion?
I don't think anybody's ever talked to the human resource director to get an opinion of how they have handled it. I think it's all been through leaks and information that's been put out of how it was handled.
Yeah, well,
when
guess-
I read it,
yeah.
it said that the sexual harassment policy, that commissioners were covered. It doesn't matter. You should never have to ask anybody whether you're covered under a policy. No one should be doing this, whatever employer or elected official. That's a no-brainer. You shouldn't be doing it. I don't even know why they asked 5 commissioners a question of whether they approved or didn't approve. They should all say, yes, they fall under the same categories as every other
Guidelines
county
there.
employee.
Yeah.
Tom, in your opinion, are there glaring changes that the county needs to make to better get a handle on this type of thing?
Well, I don't know enough of the details to answer that, other than it certainly was moving along the food chain here rather slowly. Apparently, whoever leaked whatever was because things were not being responded to. You know, the people I talk to who are familiar with county employees say there is an atmosphere of, you know, people are frightened for their jobs, you know, of people worried about losing their jobs for not cooperating with things or whatever, or given this whole leak situation. It's created a very bad atmosphere, and I think it needs to be addressed a lot quicker. I don't know how they do it, but it would seem it's been a while.
Well,
And the longer it goes on, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody.
How does this impact the county, Tyler? What is this a smear on our reputation at any level, regardless of guilt or innocence?
To an extent, it hurts the county government and the way it's looked at publicly, but I think Washington County as a whole will eventually get past this, and the way it happens, eventually the people that are involved in this are either going to be proven innocent or guilty, or exonerated, and things are just going to move along, and eventually Washington County is going to continue to get through this. The behavior of 1 or 2 people isn't what's going to destroy the legitimacy of a county government.
All right. I think that's all the time we have left on that one. Up next, Fast 5. Stay tuned.